what's up everybody? This is John from PhoneDog.com, and this is the first of a multi-part video review of HTC's Eris, which is the second in Verizon's Droid line and is also Verizon's version of the Hero. In this first video, I'm just going to do a sort of overview of the phone, tell you what I think about it in general, and then later on we'll get into the specifics like messaging and email, the camera, etc. I want to thank Best Buy Mobile for hooking us up with one of these phones for review and later to give away to one of you. To win, just go to PhoneDog.com and click on the tab that says Win Free Phones. You'll see an image there of the device we're currently giving away. You get 5 free spins a day on PhoneDog.com and 5 free spins a day on Facebook. You can't lose anything, it's free, and you might get a phone, so why not, right? Also, check out Best Buy Mobile because they get rid of the need to mail in rebates. They do it all right there for you in the store, which is great, right? Alright, let's get to it.
The first thing I noticed about the Eris when I took it out of the box is the form factor. It's incredibly comfortable in your hand. You can hardly notice it in your pocket. It's thin, it's got smooth rounded edges, and that's one of the reasons that when people ask me if I prefer the European Hero, the Sprint Hero, or the HTC Eris, I actually say the Eris. Some of you may know that I was a pretty loyal fan of the European Hero design. I really liked it visually, but Eris has taken over as my favorite Hero-based device. I don't have a European Hero or a Sprint Hero on hand to do a side-by-side comparison for you, and when I tested the Sprint Hero, it was before the recent update that apparently gave the phone a performance boost. But overall, Eris feels quicker to me than either of those devices, the European Hero or the Sprint Hero. I just finished doing a video for DroidDog.com in which somebody asked me to bog the Eris down by opening a bunch of applications and then demonstrating performance in the browser. I haven't rebooted the phone since then. As you can see, everything's moving very smoothly. And I'll just do a couple of quick demonstrations to show you how well it's responding. First, let me show you that I have a number of apps open right now. And although you will experience some stuttering and delays while those apps are starting, Android does manage the memory well and will allocate resources to the active application. So you can see I'm not getting any kind of stuttering or lagging really on flipping around a web page here. One thing I should point out is that Eris is one of the few Android devices that has pinch and zoom available, which is a really handy feature that once you've become accustomed to using it, it's kind of irritating not to have it anymore. So that's pretty nice. Get back to the home screen here and just flip around a little bit so you can see that it's moving very smoothly, unlike the early GSM Hero tests that I did. There was a little bit of lag. It ran okay, but not like this. And I don't have a whole lot of applications in my menu here, but people have asked me to show scrolling in there while I have a lot of apps open. So there you go. HTC has made a lot of improvements and optimizations. This phone ships with Android 1.5, and HTC is preparing versions of Android 2.0 with Sense, but I recently read that HTC will not push 2.0 to Verizon unless Verizon asks for it, so that's up to the carrier. In terms of battery life, I have been using the Eris as my daily standard use phone, and I haven't had a lot of problems with battery. However, I don't use this as a media player outside of my bedroom at night, and generally that's when I'm charging it. Those of you who use your phone like an MP3 player walking around all day with headphones on will probably run into troubles, but it didn't bother me at all, and I go pretty light on what widgets are running. You can see here I have Twitter, I have a calendar agenda, and then I have a Remember the Milk widget. But I don't have anything that's constantly pulling information over the internet. Twitter is the most frequent. I don't have my Gmail checking every 5 minutes or anything like that. Those are just a couple of ways that you can keep your battery usage down. Overall, I really don't have any complaints about the battery on the Eris. One difference in this phone from other Hero-like devices, I guess I should say the other Heroes, is these capacitive buttons on the underneath the display here. Very nice, very sensitive. Barely have to touch them and they respond. You get a little bit of haptic feedback. Very cool. And somebody recently asked me about locking the screen so you're not accidentally pressing those. If you hit the end button, it's locked. It doesn't matter what you touch here unless you hit the end button again first. After that, you do not need to pull this lock screen. You just have to hit menu to unlock it there. So the likelihood of accidentally hitting this, and you have to use your finger or a capacitive stylus on that. It's not going to work if you just have it in your pocket and bump it. The likelihood of that happening accidentally is very slim, and I haven't had any issues with it. One situation where I did experience significant lag that bothered me was when I was at the dog park. I had a lot of applications running, as I do now, and I'm not sure what it was about that situation that caused it to go so much slower than it usually would. But I went to open the camera, and it must have taken 15 to 20 seconds, and by the time I finally had the camera open, there was nothing left to take a picture of. Our dog was done doing what it was doing. As you can see right now, it's working well. Take a couple of pictures real quick here. And I'm going to do a dedicated camera video here as well, but I just want to show you real quick the speed. So it's working okay for me now, but I did run into some problems. Overall, Eris is quick enough for me, but there just are these rare occasions where for some reason it gets hung up on something it's doing, and you can't launch a new app without seeing a blank screen and waiting for a while, but it's not a significant issue. In terms of using the Eris as a media player, I don't really feel the need to cover that here. I did that with the Sprint Hero and the GSM Hero. It's the same situation here. It's pretty much the Android music player with the Sense interface on top of it. If you want more information on that, look up our reviews and videos on the Sprint Hero or GSM Hero. So that pretty much does it for my overall impressions. I'm going to be doing dedicated videos for the camera, mail, messaging, and IM, and then I'll do one more video for miscellaneous stuff that didn't get into either of those videos. But a lot of people have been asking me, what do I like better between the Sprint Hero and the Eris, or the Droid and the Eris? And I've already answered this question over at Droid Dog, but I'd have to say in both cases I like Eris better. The form factor is one of the major draws for me when I'm comparing the Sprint Hero. And when comparing it to the Droid, although the Droid is extremely fast and it has this big beautiful display, it definitely has some weaknesses, which I've covered over at Droid Dog. And Eris has what I think is the best virtual keyboard available on the market. Let me open it up real quick here. I just love it. There are a lot of replacements that try to duplicate it, that look kind of similar with different colors. Other people have tried to copy it. It's not the same, and it may not look that much better than some of the other virtual keyboards out there, but it behaves in a much more intuitive way, and it does everything that I want it to do. I don't have problems with a lot of typos and things like that. I can't say enough good things about this keyboard. So obviously that's a benefit over Droid and not the Sprint Hero. But when you add up all the pros and cons of all three phones, Eris is my favorite. That's without consideration of carrier. I'm not looking to bash Verizon here or anything like that. I'm just saying when I make these comparisons, I'm talking strictly about the phone. So Eris has really won me over in a lot of aspects. Alright, thanks for watching everybody. Stay tuned to PhoneDog.com, and for Android specific news, check out DroidDog.com. Take care.